So what I would like to do is neutralize the negative energetic patterns upon the place and upon the people involved in wherever you're sending this energy. And it may be you. Let's include you. Because a lot of folks watching this have problems of your own. And we want to help you too. Now, how do we know this? Well, simply you send me a lot of emails telling me that you watched it and yes, it helped you. And I appreciate those emails. I really do. It tells me that what we're doing is working. So we're neutralizing the negative energetic patterns in the places in you and your subjects or projects, as you might wish to refer to them, anywhere that you and they have ever been, people you've associated with, and any events in your life. Because we are affected by the energy of everywhere we've ever been and everything that's happened to us. Please remember this. Your energy is your most valuable asset. Don't take it places where it gets trashed up and torn apart and brought down. Be careful where you put your body. And if you got to put your body in a place that's of low energy, then clean the place up before you go. That's why we put out this type of information. Right now, I want to fill those voids with fifth dimensional energy. Fifth dimensional energy is not something I can give you a real good textbook definition on, but it is the energy that my dowsing system tells me to transmute all this into. And it is an energy in which we apparently are moving. We've already entered the beginning stages of it and are moving into it. And hopefully we are raising the consciousness of people and consciousness of the earth by doing these things. Now, the next thing we would do is to remove any abusive mentalities, beliefs, characteristics, archetypes. There's a lot of names for these things, and they're not necessarily all the same thing. So I try to throw in as many descriptive words as possible here. So I would like to transmute, let's just use that word. Let's transmute all non-beneficial archetypes of abuse, any abusive mentalities, the spirits of abuse, the spirits of torture, the spirits of slavery, any of this type of thing. And let's transmute all this into freedom. Because after all, that's what this is about, is freedom. And the length of time and the velocity at which our instrument moves is a direct indication as to the amount of energy required to correct the problem. And you can see this is taking quite a bit. Okay, and that's done now. Now, did you realize, and I guess you did, that an abuser cannot exist unless they have a victim, and a victim cannot exist unless they have an abuser? It seems that these two classes of people find each other. Now, if you're in the people helping people business, and you are wanting to help a client that is a victim, if all you do is get that victim out of their current abusive situation, about all you have really done is move the problem from one place to another. Well, we want to do better than that. Because if we don't do any better than that, they're simply going to find them another abuser. That's probably what they've done all their life. And if they keep on doing what they're doing, they're going to keep on getting what they're getting every time. So let's see if we can help them out to where that they don't attract further abuse and abusive situations and abusive people. In that case, let's transmute all victim archetypes, victim mentalities, and the spirit of victimization and codependency, and let's transmute all that into freedom. You see, this goes back to principle number 1 that I told you a few minutes ago. All things are composed of energy, and the intelligent human mind has the ability to change energy. We are simply changing something that has not served people well, or maybe you, and we're changing it into an energy that will serve you a lot better and make your life better. The human mind has the ability to do this, folks. We have the ability to turn this world into a lot better place, but we're going to have to do something about it. Just wishing for it don't get the job done. Okay, it looks like we've got that done. All right, now there's a thing called thought forms. And thought forms are thoughts that we create and we give energy to, and they really take on a life of their own. Now let me give you an example. If someone were to go to the doctor, and the doctor does some tests, and says, well, it looks like that there's a possibility that you might have cancer. We need to do some further tests to verify this. Well, that just scares the wits out of the person. And if they're religious, they probably go to church on Sunday morning and say, good brothers and sisters, I want you to pray for me because the doctor thinks I got cancer. What happened? Every member of the congregation just created a thought form of the person having cancer. Okay? They have also created this of themselves. If you or your folks you're working on here today have always believed themselves to be a victim, they're right. They've created a thought form that will attract to them the people, the circumstances, and the events that will make them a victim. You might have done the same thing. Well, if you did, it's time to quit. So what we want to do, and I'm going to help you here, but you got to go along with it. Let's transmute all thought forms of abuse, torture, suffering, anything of that nature, victimization, anything, codependency, into freedom. Now remember, energy follows thought. If you put your thoughts into you being a victim, by golly, you're just wasting your time and mine here today. You got to put your thoughts into being free. Okay, another thing is curses. More people than you might imagine have curses upon them. A lot of people did it to themselves. And you might be thinking, well, I wouldn't even know how to do that. You probably don't. You did it whether you knew it or not. Now, there is such a thing as placing a curse upon another person or a place, and all it is an intensified negative thought form. Every time you have ever gotten mad and said, well, I'll be damned, that is a curse upon yourself, and you probably never had a clue what you did to yourself. Okay? Let's undo it. Okay? We want to transmute. Well, first off, let's neutralize. Let's do it this way. Let's neutralize all curses upon you, wherever you live, and the people out there that are being abused, wherever you're focusing this energy, and the places where they happen to be located. Let's just eliminate all the curses here. Now, in one of my DVDs, I believe it's called Energize Your Life, I have a very good friend who tells about how I broke 4 curses on her family, and who all had bad knees that were kind of crippled up, and they all started getting well. And this had been going on for 4 generations. She thought she had bad genes. What she had was 4 family curses. So we got evidence. That's how we know it works. All right, we got that done. We have neutralized the curses. Let's transmute all that energy into 5th dimensional energy. Now you notice sometimes I transmute this energy into freedom. Sometimes it's 5th dimensional energy. I don't really have a real strong reason for doing this either way. I just wanted to emphasize freedom in this particular film.